We've driven about 15-20 minutes from downtown Havana. This is an organic farm, and they're going to show us how they're trying to grow food to feed the population. Havana has a population of about 2 million people, and it's a big urban area, and just trying to get enough food in is the issue. And here's some of the organic guys. Oh, look, the cow's got a little...
An organic cow.
Yeah, absolutely. It's got a little...
Organic fertilizer machine.
Yeah. Oops. Well, the plow just fell over. Well, it gets about as basic as this. This is the organic farm that lives about 20 minutes outside of Havana. And I show them plowing with a couple of cows. I don't know if the cows understand. I don't speak Spanish, so I don't know what he's telling me to do. Other than move faster, I guess. And this is an organic farm, and they said that they were introducing different types of plants that give different odors that drive away some of the pests that they don't want. And then they said they also were throwing out, too close here, blocking his view. But they also are introducing different insects that'll eat the stuff that they don't want eaten. Eat bad insects. And there we go. They're not cooperating with him. And our guide has been saying that they were growing non-traditional kind of things, like they've just started doing zucchini, and she said they've never had zucchini before, so now it's trying to get the Cubans to eat the zucchini.
And another house only have the half of the house. 3 years ago, here in Havana was a storm, and a surprise storm. We don't have time for nothing.
Well, right by the organic farm across the street are a series of these, what I would call Khrushchev buildings, built by the Russians, or to the Russian design. As you can see, they're beautiful. And there are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. They're all 5-story, and they just go on forever and ever and ever. How many there are, I don't know. He just said that they've just built these all over this section of eastern Havana. And so anyway, so I thought it'd be interesting to show you Khrushchev. When I was in Russia, the guides told me that you'd hope that you'd get a Stalinist building, because Stalinists had bigger rooms and big high ceilings. And then Khrushchev, and the girl said Khrushchev was a little short guy, and all he wanted was short. So she said we got these real low ceilings and very tiny apartments to go along with Khrushchev. So it was kind of fun to hear her put that out. But that was a visit to Russia that I'm talking about. We are now in Cifuentes, or something like that, I'm pronouncing it, city on the south side of the island. And we're going to go in and hear some children perform. This is an art school. floor. And you can just see the harbor. I'll swing you around real quickly. There's a Celestial cruise liner just pulling into port. Just heard the big horn. It's about, let's see, it's 6:30 in the morning. And just heard the big horn go off, and I thought, oh, okay, let's see what that's all about. And that rooster you can hear in the distance has been doing that since I got up at 5 o'clock this morning. I think I'd wring its neck and have it in a pot after a couple hours of that every morning. So this is Cifuentes, or whatever the name of the town is, on the southern shore. And just swing you around. Low flat city, really reminds you of kind of 1950s architecture in southern Florida. All these little flat roof buildings. And let me see, let me back up and find that. Lost it there. The building with the tall building there was right near the school that we were at yesterday for the dance performance. And there is their sports theater, or sports arena. And oops, sorry, didn't mean to do that quickly. And we're kind of out on a little spit of land that sticks out into the Gulf. So we've got water on both sides of it. It's a very nice location. The hotel room is kind of seedy and a little really run down, but you know, they warned us. They said you're not going to find Marriott quality. They said we're in the best of the hotels in the city, the #1 hotel, and there only are 2 hotels in the city, so we're in the #1 hotel. And anyway, I did notice yesterday, and I don't see it. I think it's on the other side of the hotel. Big, huge dome off in the distance across the water. And I was looking, I thought, well, first off, it had a couple of towers on either side of it, and I thought, well, it looked like a huge mosque, and I thought, nah, it ain't a mosque. And so I came to the conclusion it was a nuclear power plant built by Russia. And so when I saw Luis, I asked him, and he said, yeah, it's a nuclear power plant built by Russia. Never was fuel, because he said they were just completing it when Chernobyl blew up. And the Cubans went, maybe we don't want to have one of those on our soil. So he said they got it all completed just at that moment, and it's never been fueled, never been set up. And there again is their sports facility. Pretty good size. Well, this morning we've come over to Trinidad, which is about an hour drive from Cifuentes, or however you pronounce it. And we're in the home of Carlos Manta, who is a famous Cuban artist. And he's been very generous in letting us come in and see his collection of antiques. He's got some beautiful things. And just swing around and see some of the different things that he's collected. Eclectic, I guess. The source of the music is an old, I think it's a Wurlitzer. Looks like a Wurlitzer, yeah. Old Wurlitzer, although I'm not sure that that's actually playing the music. But, little kitchen in here. Trinidad is a World Heritage Site for restoration. And they have been working diligently to to fix it up. We just met with the architect, or the chief architect, that is driving it forward to continue to improve the city and turn it into a tourist spot. And there are a lot of tourists here touring around and taking a look and everything. So I thought I'd show you Carlos Monta's home. A little quiet garden with a little fish, little fountain. So that would be Carlos Monta and Trinidad, the city, not the country. Well, we've come over to the main square in Trinidad. This was restored to its elegance of 1820. Emancipation of slavery would happen in 1886, so it took him a little longer than the U.S. did to get rid of it. He said that all of the lampposts and the ironwork, the white ironwork, was all made in Philadelphia and then shipped down here. And the yellow house directly in front, that was a slave trader. And then you come around and what they're trying to do, this is a UNESCO site, and they're trying to just restore everything at least to the outside, and then some, like you saw the Carlos's house, the inside follows. And then I'm coming around, and I'll have to go to the other end of the square to shoot the Catholic church that we're going to go in. So I'm going to go in there and I'll come back out. I'm going to walk you into the church. Let's see if we have a sign up. No video. I don't see anything. Let's see if I get yelled at. He said the main altar is all made out of mahogany, all wood. Really beautiful. And here next to the church we were just in, like it not, you can see what I would call the Spanish Steps. Talking to Fabio, and he said, well, most of these, if you go up, they're all Europeans. He said, for some reason, Europeans love to come in here and sit on it. I said, well, because it looks like the Spanish Steps from Italy. But anyway, and here's the outside of the church. And I got to move along because we're now heading for another location. But it's quite a happening place. Fabio was saying, he said several years ago he would come here and there'd be nobody here, and now he said everything is full, and they what they really need is a couple of really good hotels outside the city that you can just bus them in and drop them off and let them wander through. So again, a colonial restoration of a colonial city, kind of their version of colonial Williamsburg, only they're not scripting it to a specific date like you do at colonial Williamsburg, and they don't have people dressed up in costume. But Trinidad. We come over in Trinidad to a artist gallery. He specializes in these kind of things, which is they take old door and windows, and then he carves the faces into the wood, and the detail is just absolutely amazing. This particular piece I love. I'm not sure where I would put it, but guy just said that he's got an American agent now, and he's selling these for maybe $2,000, $15,000, depending on the size and the detail, I guess. Pretty amazing. In here, for authenticity, you can see him actually working on the piece. He takes a photograph of the individual, and he's put a grid work over it so you can kind of keep track of his dimension. It's in there.
I wanted to translate. I wanted to go for the Minneapolis.
And here, high atop Trinidad. I don't know what this tower is. It apparently is somebody's very wealthy Italian palazzo. The whole building below us looks like something from the Renaissance. And so I'll just do a long pan around and show you some of the areas of this restored Trinidad. They said that some of the buildings are very well restored. You can see some of the courtyards in here are kind of a mess, but then you come around and you can see some of them that are done quite nicely. And they've turned a lot of these into restaurants and tiny hotels, 2, 3 bedroom hotels, bed and breakfasts, that kind of thing. And out to there you can see the sea in the distance, just barely, a little hazy. And then they're building this, which my guess is going to be a new hotel, or an old building that's being rehabbed into a hotel, but it looks like a new hotel. It doesn't look like old construction. But, so that is the city of Trinidad, Cuba. These guys are great.
I don't know.
It does, yeah, it does. But 1963, every single Cuban, no matter if you are a millionaire or a very poor or anything, has, per household, we have a ration card where every Cuban at a very subsidized price is received or is guaranteed at a very subsidized price several items, several food products. Here in this blackboard you can see the list of food that people receive. In the 1980s, the golden years of this process were like 32, 40. Now has been reduced because remember the economic crisis. My generation knows that we are in economic crisis because when I were kids, all this was full of food. When we were kids, all the grocery stores were full of food, and you came there. 20 cents of cracker, it was a big amount of crackers. Where are crackers now? There are no crackers here. You need to have the one cook to go to. So, on a monthly basis, a family, and you see that there are 2 people in this family, and the first name is always the owner of the house. So on a monthly basis, you come here, she writes down your amount per month. In the case of amount per month, you said rice, 5 pounds, only 25 cents, and then you have to get it before March 31st. So you have rice, you have in this case black beans, brown sugar, white sugar, coffee, milk for those who have diet, cooking oil. The children receive powdered milk until they are 7, baby food, etc. There are other stores, the butchery for the poultry and fish. Fish is less and less. the eggs. We have the concept of the daily bread. That daily bread, because there's a page here for daily bread. So you come here, and the grocery store manager writes down your amount of food. You come here, he weighs it, and you take it home. If you don't get it before the month, you lose it, and then you have to wait for next month to get your food. I cannot come with my ration card here because I'm part of the consumers of a grocery store in Havana. Some people don't use it. Some people are so well off. Could you imagine the owner of a private restaurant coming to me? He does something like, hey, get my food ration card. I don't need it. And then between families, you consume a lot of rice and the other consumes a lot of sugar. They change that. Every Cuban has the guarantee of having for at least 12, 15 days, something like this. The rest, you go to the supply and demand vegetable market where there is all these products, or you come right here, and now I'm answering your question, and they have in that platform liberated products. That means those who you can come and buy as much as you want. Most of you want, but the price is a little bit higher. A family of 4 with 1 cook, 24 Cuban pesos, can get all the food that you need, all the food that is convenient, or all these that you are going to receive. So here you see that the rice is 25 cents of a Cuban peso. Means if 5 cents is 1 peso, with 5 cents of it, you have 4 pounds of rice, baby food, and these are the products that are liberated. You can buy as much as you want. Give them up, matches, toothpaste, and soap. That's why when someone was asking me soap, everybody soap here. Rum, condoms, detergent, etc. Alright? So and you see here that she's getting the rice, the beans, the black beans, the white sugar, the brown sugar, the cooking oil, etc. Any questions? Yes. This means that they have a plan of 54,000 Cuban pesos plan that it means to sell all those cigarettes, extra rice, extra
I'm curious as to where the food was being sold through, because I didn't see any stores other than fresh vegetables. And of course they're not subsidized, so they'd be very expensive.
Another question?
We're, I think, about 20 miles from Cienfuegos. I never can pronounce that correctly. At an old sugar mill, and Cuba used to be the capital of sugar. This is what the plantation was made for. They had slavery here until the 1880s, and we were just in the little government store where you buy your ration food. You heard Luis talking about that, and they've turned one of the buildings into a school, so this is the school, and the kids were just all piling out the door to go to recess or to lunch or something. And but at one time there was tremendous wealth here, but then unfortunately the 1929 the crash in the U.S. caused a huge problem. Luis was saying after each World War the price of sugar shot way up and they got wealthy again, but then of course in '59 came the revolution and they nationalized all of these plants, and the Soviet Union came in and said, well, we'll buy all your sugar at a crazy high price in order to support the revolution. And so they did that, and all of the owners of all of the owners of the sugar mills fled and left the property. And unfortunately, they didn't have hard currency or access to American markets for the equipment that they needed to basically upgrade the sugar mills so that they could stay competitive. So they lost their competitiveness, and then in 1990 came the fall of the Soviet Union, and what it basically did was they no longer had the money to support the outrageous price of sugar that the Soviet Union had been paying them. This was the manor house. We were just inside that. They're looking to restore it, turn it into a tourist application. But basically, 1990 was the destruction of their economy. Half of the sugar mills closed. Everybody that had jobs there lost their jobs. And they have not really recovered since then. They're still struggling, trying to figure out how do we feed the people. And of course the ration cards is the way they divide the little meager amount of food that they've got amongst the people. And if you're wealthy, like we are, you can come here and you can buy whatever you want. You can have chicken or pork or whatever. If you noticed in there was no chicken, there was no pork, there was no nothing. It was beans, sugar, rice, and they really don't even grow the rice here. They have to import that. So it truly shows the destruction of a system and a way of life for these people. And you just kind of wring your hands and go, so how are they ever going to improve this mess? But that's the continual question that we have, is that, is there a way that this can be changed? But when the population is kind of used to this lifestyle, they say, why are we going to change things? Oh, here's a couple guys, guy running himself a barber shop. Oh, that's a little dark. One guy sitting here cutting people's hair. Down from that little village is the National Arboretum, or Botanical Gardens they call it. Normally in the US you'd have it enclosed, but this shows some of the trees. Had a wonderful thing. I've seen Brazil nuts, I've seen cashew trees. They've got a little bit of everything. It's really quite lovely. And this will be the bus, and they're going to blow the horn and tell me I have to get on the bus. So anyway, Botanical Gardens. Well, we're here in the central square of Cienfuegos, and the pink on this, I'm hoping this color will come out, it's very pale. The pink is the actual province, and then the red in the middle is the actual city of Cienfuegos, and of course the gray shows you the shape of the bay, or the harbor. And taking back down here, and we can run you around the city. Up here, this is the Catholic Church, and the square is named after Jose Marti, who is the George Washington of independence for the Cuban people. He was the one that brought independence. I think it was in 1883. I'll check that and get it on the screen if I'm wrong. And this is a statue of Jose Marti. There you go, the reason why they call it Marti Square. And behind the trees here is a little cupola. Swinging around. He named off all the buildings. This is the mayor's building, the gray one. And so it just kind of gives you a little sense of the city. And so Cienfuegos and Marti Square. He said this is the largest theater in Cienfuegos, 900 seats. They have these, I don't know, a couple times a year, I guess, and they're involved with trying to get the kids to vaccinations and stuff like that. Hi! You know, the kids, I don't know what's quite to make of me. But they get the whole group together, and they were nice enough to, the city of Cienfuegos has invited us. And, what are they doing?
We're going to introduce themselves and their community.
Oh, all right. This is the perfect time to have had a Polaroid camera with me. Because he can hand me the kids, take a picture of it, hand them and watch it. Yeah, I've done that. I've done that all through China, and it is a great way to.
Okay, Nachia.
Please come closer.
People being kidnapped already. It's a wild party time. They're building up to something. I'm not quite sure what.
Of any place of people that come to share with us a little moment.
De lo cual nos sentimos muy orgullosos
Of what we really feel really proud.
y agradecemos eternamente la presencia de ustedes
We
aquí.
really are appreciating the presence of you all here with us tonight.
Y le queremos mostrar unos niños que quieren cantar para ustedes,
And there are several children that would like to sing and perform for you.
que bailen, que compartan con
So
nosotros,
feel free and dance and talk to us.
pueden hacer preguntas, preguntar
You
lo
can
que
ask
quieran
any kind
conocer,
of questions
compartir,
and share
interactuar
with
con
all
todos.
of us.
Siéntanse en su casa.
Feel at home.
Gracias.
A ver, ¿quién va a
A ver,
cantar
los niños que
ahora?
van a cantar Jimari.
All right, we should gather.
Díganme que
Let's sing "We Are the World."
que pueden ser la que
You know,
vamos a
we're
cantar.
the dog.
So we have Dairemis, and she's going to recite Jose Marti's poem, I grow, I cultivate a white rose.
Cultivo una rosa blanca en julio como en enero, para el amigo sincero que me da su mano fría, y para el cura que me arranca el corazón con que vivo. Cardio cultivo una rosa blanca.
About friendship, and no matter how hard I could be, I will always offer a friendship, and that's the poem of Jose Marti. Catherine is going to perform Que Linda es Cuba.
Tú que dices que tu patria no es tan linda. Oye, tú que dices que lo tuyo no es tan bello. Yo te invito a que busques por el mundo otro cielo tan azul como mi cielo. Una luna tan brillante como aquella que se filtra en la dulzura de la caña, y un Fidel que vive en la montaña, un rubí, 5 franjas y una estrella, y un Fidel que vive en la montaña, un rubí, 5 franjas y una estrella.
Y ahora.
Cuba, que linda es Cuba, que nadie defiende la queremos, que linda es Cuba. Cuba, que linda es Cuba, que nadie defiende la queremos. Lindo es tu cielo, lindo es tu mar, y hoy eres faro de libertad. Que linda es Cuba. Cuba, que linda es Cuba, que nadie defiende la queremos. Que linda es Cuba. Cuba, que linda es Cuba, que nadie defiende la queremos. Y tus mujeres, la FMC, siempre adelante junto a Fidel. Que linda es Cuba. Cuba, que linda es Cuba, que nadie defiende la queremos. Que linda es Cuba. Cuba, que linda es Cuba, que nadie defiende la queremos.
low here, but not by this crowd.
Well, you don't know.
Yeah.
If you look at all the women of that age, maybe it's not so many.
You see yourself? Once I turn it around, I can't see anything what I'm filming. Luis, our guide, saying okay, he gives a hand signal that he wants to start people moving back toward the bus.
We are leaving.
Are you sure?
Bueno, oye, caballero, muchas gracias, pero la verdad yo tengo que irme mañana temprano. Tengo que salir temprano.
Before I leave, yeah, Cifuentes this morning. I'm not sure I've covered this on the video. This is actually a Russian nuclear power plant, and I spotted it. And at first I thought, oh, it's so far away, and there's a tower next door. That mosque, and then I asked our guide Luis, and he said, no. He said it's a nuclear power plant built by the Russians, and he said it was never fueled because it's the same design as Chernobyl. And just as they were getting ready to start fueling it up, Chernobyl blew up, and they went, okay, maybe not. So that is a nuclear power plant, Russian nuclear power plant here in Cifuentes. Cifuentes, or however you pronounce it. Well, we have come up this morning. We're heading back to Havana, and we have come to the Bay of Pigs, and believe it or not, this is the Bay of Pigs. The landing site is just beyond the swimming pool, and we're beginning to think that maybe the guys that landed here just got really drunk, fell in the pool, and they got picked up from there. But in actual fact, none of this was here at that time. This was just a landing site, and we're going to go over to the little museum they've got for the Bay of Pigs. But right now it is a happening hotel, apparently. So it's a different way to preserve your significant battle sites from the war, I guess. But the barrier that was put up after it, so that others couldn't come in and attack. And so this would be the Bay of Pigs. Heck, I'd invade here too. I mean, first, nice sandy beach. But again, that wall out there would have been when they actually landed initially. So that would be the Bay of Pigs. Not anything what I was expecting it to be. But it would be a good landing site because you would be able to drive right up onto the beach with your landing craft. Well, we're back in Havana, and this would be, we're back in Havana, and this would be the home of Ernest Hemingway. This is on 27 acres or something. And just give you a little flavor of the inside of the room. This is a bar in the middle of the living room, so go figure that one.
Para mi Cuba yo traigo un son, que canta alegre mi corazón. Thank you.